Hey folks, and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium for the 15th of June 2020. It's Monday. We're going to run through a few pairs, and we'll start with the Australian dollar, American dollar. So, price is currently reacting at this weekly supply. This is a pretty interesting area. This is a very good trade. The entry would have been at the high of the deepest retracement since the establishment of this area of supply. And so this was drawn on the chart all the way back in July of 2019. So there's plenty of time to plan this trade. Price poked up into that, and now we're leaving. And so the next question is, well, what direction are we going? If we have a look on the monthly chart, you can see that we're poking into this fresh area of demand, which is beyond this buy zone. And so there's this is big. This is big news. And so technically speaking, I think that we're going to see price continue moving higher a little while. Looking at this, there's no supply in here at all. The only supply that we have is up here. This is the first level of supply. We do have a sell zone, and the sell zone is here. And so this might be an interesting area to consider, but that's still very far away from price. And so for the time being, I'm thinking that buy retracements in anticipation of this moving higher, unless something crazy fundamentally happens. And these days, crazy seems to be the new black. So just be a little bit careful. So if we have a look here, this is what we can see very clearly on the weekly chart. This area is established. We've moved above this high. We've poken deeper into the plate of pancakes here, which lined up nicely with this downward sloping trend line from this high, this low, lower high, and this new low just here. So if we have a look at the daily here, we can see some interesting areas. And the interesting areas are, we have this one here. This is a buy, a nice area of demand. When price left here, we removed this top here, and below this we have nothing until lower. We have this, which is nice, which I like, and we also have this one down here. Okay, so we have a couple of areas to watch, and we'll have to see what happens here. I'm thinking price comes down to here, maybe have a bit of a bounce, but notice that this area of supply is pretty close to this area of demand. So an immediate obstacle in the road that will prevent this position from working out is this here. Okay, this is just it's looking to be a pretty strong area of supply, just by what I can see now. It's not qualified yet, it's not formed, so this could change, but this could present some obstacles should price have to return to that area later on. So that's what we have there on the Australian dollar, American dollar. Let's have a look at the Swiss franc, American dollar. We'll start on the monthly. Well, we're flirting with this buy zone. So the buy zone is here. I can't really see what's in here, but we've got this. We've kind of poked into it. We got pretty close. We're testing a chart which is in here. This one is testing pretty much the same area. Let's have a look. I think probably pretty much on the money. Yeah, those are pretty much aligned. And now we're moving sideways. This is a lot of uncertainty. This is a lot of white candles kind of painting, and this is above price. And so this looks like that we might move lower. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe there's some clue. There's a clue on the smaller time frame. So on the weekly, if we have a look, we can see that we have downward sloping trend line. So market structure is negative. We have this area of this kind of buy zone just here, but below that, I can see that we have a nice area of demand just here. So this is an area below price. It's weekly, still pretty far away from price. So price could certainly have a poke into that area. We're looking to do something. We've moved below this low here. We've moved deeper into this buy zone. And if we mark that one off and have a look maybe on the daily chart, maybe there'll be a little bit of clarity for us. Yes, and you can see this is actually a daily area, so we'll mark that one off. So from the low to here, price poked into it, and we found some support. You can see we had the area here, price left, slingshot was pulled back, and then we left, taking out this high and these areas of supply just here. This is a pretty interesting area, and price had a nice bounce at that area there. Above that, note that we do have some slingshots just here. We do have a buy zone. I'm just going to mark off the whole area. I'm going to put it like this, like that, and now this is gone. And then you ask yourself the question, well, what area is responsible for removing that? And we do have something in here. you can see this is a little bit messy, a lot of wicks kind of up, and so I'd be looking a little bit higher. And so for me, that area would look something like that. Okay, so this one's gone. I'm going to remove it. So we have that. This is at the 96.50 area, and this could provide a little bit of resistance for price. Depending on what happens on this move up, we might have a little bit of like an opposing bump in the road, so an area of demand that price leaving this area here would have to contend with. But for the time being, we have this one here. Okay, and so this could be an interesting trade. Yeah, I mean, looking at this as well, I mean, this is only interesting because this is the area that removed this area, this buy zone just here. But I mean, price has already traded pretty, a lot in this area here. So the only very clear area is somewhere around here for this bid. Okay, so this trade could be one of those trades that's a little bit hard work because kind of price kind of eats up into it. It's kind of seeking fresh liquidity, which we don't have until here. And so this might be one of those trades that maybe keep you up at night, but you'll have to make your own decisions there. I shan't trade it because of this, but it might be worth demo trading just to kind of get a feel of what trading supply that looks like that feels like. This would also give you some experience in doing so. Okay, the pound, American dollar, going on to the monthly chart. What's going on? We're pretty low, as you can see. We have a nice sell zone, really far away from price. Got supply just here. We also have some areas that are here. We also have this nice sell zone here. We tested this one just here, and so currently, I mean, price is looking negative, but we have an enormous wick down here. So what I would actually want to see before I saw anything else is some kind of a shift on a slightly smaller time frame. We can't see anything here. Price is very low. That's what we can see. We can see that it's just moving sideways. So we need clarity on a smaller time frame. So we want to look at those clues that the smaller time frames are going to give us. And we can see here now that we have market structure that is moving higher. So we do have a positive bias. Okay, and this is because that we are able to kind of cause market structure to move higher. So we have higher lows and higher highs. So this the flows are moving higher, but we're also contending with this. But the thing I like about this is that price has really traded in that area for a long time. So I would not immediately, but I would feel that price will easily move through this and maybe to the highs here on this area, just up here. But for the time being, I think we could entertain the idea of some short-term long positions off here. And we do have this one here. It's not that beautiful. We have this, which is better. The buy zone is just there. And here we have this one. I mean, you can't see it. Software didn't find it, but it looks like that. And we didn't quite get there. I like this one a lot. Price left, we moved sideways, and we left. Price came close. The beginning of the sell zone was here. Prior to that, tested once, twice, price went into it. And so here we got to do a bit of backtracking because we did have an area right here, right there. This one's gone. So the area of supply before this, in other words, the area of supply that is responsible for removing this, is this one here. Price is pretty close to that just here. So this could be an interesting place to sell just up there. But price didn't really get into it. We managed to get maybe, if we go like this, we probably got to it. Yeah, we got pretty close to it, but the sell zone is a little bit higher, so I'm thinking that price will maybe have another push up into this area here, the 128.50-ish area, and then maybe move lower from there. Above that, there's nothing. Why? Because price has already traded a lot. Price has already been back here, here, and so we have a sell zone here, like that, which is above these highs, and so I wouldn't want to trade. I'd trade this one, but once this has been rebalanced, then I wouldn't fiddle with this because this is just a mess. Okay, I may consider this one here. I'd go in here on the 4 hour and look for a demand zone. Once this is rebalanced, I want to look below this at potentially this area down here. So in a situation like this, you just want to look for the extremes. You want to find the buy zones and the sell zones and trade beyond them. Okay, the American dollar, Japanese yen on the monthly chart. We're stuck between two areas. We have this area of demand. This is demand because we remove this. This is supply because we remove this. And so these are all linked together. So there's a reason that we have this box here. We have this one here as well, which is currently holding, and now price is stuck sideways. So we can't really see on the monthly, but on the daily, maybe we can see something. Yeah, it's not terribly interesting. We have a buy zone here, which has been tested here. We had this one down here where we had a lot of levels on top of levels. I might have to cut this short. My battery's dead, and if I plug in my power supply, I get horrible feedback because we don't have any grounds here in the plugs in Indonesia. And so, I mean, price kind of poked in here, and we had a nice reaction. And so, above price, I mean, we need to find something, and I mean, you'd want to go above these. So you'd want to go like at least here to begin to sell on this time frame. If we have a look on the daily, maybe there's a bit of clarity. Nah, it's nice. It's not pretty, is it? If you look at this, it's just offering confusion. We do have this one here, which I do like. The software marked it off. We came pretty close. We tested this child. We did not establish a new sell zone, and so this one is still in play. So this may very well work out. The reason I don't like this is because we've already visited the opposing side of the market. So maybe we have already begun to accumulate long positions, and so this will essentially disqualify this area of supply just here. So you have to be a little bit careful in a situation like that when price has managed to visit the opposing side of the market. Okay, it's going to go to the Euro American dollar. We'll go on the weekly chart. So what's going on here? Well, let me delete all these. Well, price is, we're sitting on this area here. We do have this. We have this below price. We reacted at this just here. Okay, this is super long term. Now price is kind of stuck just here. We can't really see anything on this time frame. I mean, there's nothing to do. I wouldn't sell until higher. I'd be keen to sell from here. And I'd be keen to buy at an area of demand in this little price structure here. So if we find one, yeah, you can see right here we have all these wicks just there, and just next to that we have this area right here. So this is the one I'd be interested in. Around here, oh come on, like around here, this is the 1.1 roughly. This is an interesting area. I wouldn't touch this. This is too high. I like this one here because this is where price violated this resistance level. So we had supply in here, micro supply. It was tested once, twice, three times. So we had a sell zone a little bit deeper. This one did not establish a new area, a new sell zone, but it did test the child. Then price moved down, so we pulled the slingshot back. We rallied, we accumulated, and then we left. Okay, and when we left here, we removed both this one and we removed this one here, which was tested just here. So we may see a test at this area here, but this is a little bit too close to the top, a little bit too close to the opposing side of the market, and so I would certainly look a little bit lower at the 1.1 area just there. Okay, we'll do one more, the American dollar, Japanese yen. So if we have a look here, let me remove all of these objects. It's going to remove this. So what we have here is we have price that has visited this area of supply for the second time, once, twice, and now price came down. We formed like lower lows and lower highs. We rallied, and then we kind of moved sideways, and then we popped up, and now we are revisiting this area just down here. You can see actually we're visiting this this buy zone just here. Got to keep track on. Okay, and this is currently what price is doing. We've also, you see that we've had this area which was tested a couple of times. We left it. We can also see that we have something in here. We had an area here which is gone. This area removed it. Okay, and we had this. It's gone. The area that did it is this one at the buy zone, which is right there. So if we go look on the weekly, we can probably see a little bit clearer. Yeah, this is pretty clear. This is I mean, what we have just here, how we have price kind of poking into this this weekly area of demand, where we had the gap being closed, this gap here, and essentially, I mean, price racing up like this is responsible for kind of flushing all the liquidity to the upside. So maybe price is going to have another run for the highs, or maybe it's going to have a bit of a struggle up here. So on the daily chart, if we find that area, you can see just here. Sorry, I'm going a bit fast, but I'm going to run out of battery in 2 secs. So we have this right here, and now this is gone. This is an important area. It was tested once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then it's gone. There, it did it. Is this one here. So I'd be pretty interested in like eyeballing a short at that level right there. Good. I'm going to leave it at that. I've got about 1% left, so I'm going to plug in my power supply. But if you have any questions, please send them in or drop them in the Discord channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.